Hey there, YouTube fam, welcome back to our channel, The Curiosity Corner, and if you're new here, get ready to join the coolest community on the internet. Today we are going to talk about how did the universe actually begin. Before we begin, leave that like, subscribe and comment what do you want to see in our channel. Have you ever pondered over the question of how it all began? The birth of the universe, the inception of everything we know and everything we don't, it's a question that has baffled minds since the dawn of consciousness. And today, we're going to dive headfirst into this cosmic conundrum, exploring the genesis of our universe. Now don't worry, we're not going to turn this into a snooze fest. No, we're going on an exhilarating ride filled with humor, wit, and probably a few too many space puns. But hey, we're talking about the universe, it's only fitting we have a space for a little fun, right? So if you're ready to travel to the farthest corners of understanding, to venture into the realm of the unknown, you're in the right place. So fasten your seatbelts because we're about to embark on a journey through time and space. Our journey begins with a bang, a big bang to be precise. Imagine, if you will, a time before time, a place before space, a point smaller than the dot at the end of this sentence. This, dear listener, was the singularity, an object of infinite density and heat. It's like the world's most intense sauna, only you can't step out for a breath of fresh air because, well, there's no out, and definitely no air. Around 13.8 billion years ago, give or take a Tuesday, this singularity decided it had had enough of being singular. So, it did what any self-respecting singularity would do, it exploded. But this wasn't your run-of-the-mill, light the fuse and run kind of explosion. Oh no. This was a big bang, an explosion so big it created everything. Time, space, matter, energy, that missing sock from the laundry, everything. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, how does something explode into nothing? Good question. You see, it's not that the universe expanded into nothingness, but rather the universe itself is what expanded. Think of it like a balloon. As you blow air into it, the balloon itself gets bigger, right? Well, similarly, as the Big Bang happened, the universe itself got bigger. It's still getting bigger as we speak, or as I speak and you listen. So, what was the Big Bang like? Well, it was hot. Really, really hot. How hot, you ask? Well, let's just say if you think a summer in Arizona is unbearable, you wouldn't want to experience the Big Bang. It was a seething, roiling mass of energy and subatomic particles all dancing around in the cosmic mosh pit of creation. And just like that, with a bang, our universe was born. In the aftermath of the Big Bang, the universe was a hot, dense soup, but things were about to get a lot more interesting. Imagine you're trying to cook up a cosmic soup. You've got all the ingredients, hydrogen, helium, and a sprinkle of lithium. But your soup is too hot and everything's zipping around too fast to stick together. You need to let it cool down. And that's just what happened in the universe. As it expanded, it cooled. The atoms slowed down and started to stick together, forming the first molecules. Kind of like when you leave your soup to simmer and the flavors start to meld. But this cosmic soup didn't just become a bland broth. Oh no, it had some spice to it. As the universe continued to cool and expand, gravity started to pull these molecules together. The denser regions attracted more matter, and these clumps of gas grew larger and larger. Now, if you've ever made soup, you know that if you leave it on the stove too long, it starts to bubble. In our cosmic soup, these gas clumps started to collapse under their own weight, heating up and forming a dense, hot core. And when the core got hot enough, nuclear fusion began. That's like when your soup reaches a rolling boil. But instead of delicious aromas wafting through your kitchen, you've got a brilliant new star shining in the universe. And just like that, stars were born, lighting up the endless dark. These stars clumped together to form galaxies, each one a unique blend of stars, dust, and dark matter. Kind of like how every bowl of soup has its own unique mix of flavors. So, there you have it. The universe went from a hot, dense soup to a beautiful, star-filled cosmos. It's like a cosmic kitchen where the laws of physics are the chef and atoms are the ingredients. So, next time you look up at the night sky, remember that every star you see is a soup that turned out just right. Now let's zoom in a bit and take a closer look at our own cosmic neighborhood. Around 4.6 billion years ago, our solar system was nothing more than a swirling mass of gas and dust. Picture a vast, chaotic whirlpool in space, spinning and churning, with no discernible structure or form. This, my friends, was the humble beginning of our cosmic home. This spinning cloud, called a nebula, was set into motion by the shock waves from a nearby supernova. The intense heat and pressure from the explosion caused the nebula to collapse under its own gravity. As the nebula collapsed, it spun faster and faster, eventually flattening into a disk. This is known as the solar nebula theory. In the center of this spinning disk, the pressure and temperature became so high that hydrogen atoms began to fuse together, releasing a tremendous amount of energy and giving birth to our sun. The sun, with its intense gravity, became the centerpiece of our solar system, pulling everything toward it. Meanwhile, the remaining gas and dust in the disk began to clump together, forming small particles. These particles stuck together, growing larger over time. They eventually formed planetesimals, the building blocks of planets. Over millions of years, these planetesimals collided and merged, eventually forming the planets we know today. The inner planets, including our Earth, were formed from heavier materials like iron and rock, which could withstand the sun's heat. The outer planets, on the other hand, were formed from lighter materials like hydrogen, helium, and ices, which could survive in the cooler outer regions of the solar system. In addition to the planets, there are countless other celestial bodies in our solar system, including asteroids, comets, and moons, all formed from the same swirling mass of gas and dust. And that's how our solar system, our home in the universe, came into existence. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, you're not just looking at stars and planets, you're looking at the remnants of a 4.6 billion-year-old cosmic whirlpool. How's that for a trip down memory lane? So there you have it, the story of our universe, from a singularity to the vast cosmos we see today. Quite a journey, isn't it? It's mind-boggling to consider how a tiny, infinitely dense point exploded into this magnificent, ever-expanding universe we exist in. It's like baking a cake, but instead of flour and eggs, you have energy and matter. And instead of an oven, you have the laws of physics. And voila, we have galaxies, stars, planets, and yes, us. But here's the thing about our universe, it's not just vast and beautiful, it's complex and mysterious too. And that's what makes it so fascinating. Every star in the night sky, every galaxy we see through our telescopes, is a piece of a cosmic puzzle we're still trying to solve. And each discovery, each new piece of the puzzle brings us one step closer to understanding our place in this grand cosmic tale. If you've enjoyed this exploration of the universe's beginnings, and you're as captivated by the mystery and wonder of it all as we are, then we want to hear from you. What part of our cosmic story intrigued you the most? What questions do you still have? Each comment fuels our journey further into the cosmos, and we value your thoughts and curiosity. And if you haven't done so already, consider giving that like button a nudge. It's a small gesture, but it helps us reach more space enthusiasts like you. Plus, it's easier than calculating the mass of a black hole and way more fun. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. This is just the beginning of our cosmic journey, and we have so much more to explore. From black holes to alien life, from dark matter to the fate of the universe, there's a whole universe of topics waiting for us. Remember, the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, so hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to join us on this exciting journey of discovery. Until next time, keep looking up.